Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Gilmore here on this late Monday night. Back again with another video right here on Killer of Demons 669. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like this video. Hit the subscribe button down below. Subscribe to all my other channels, which are down below in the description box. Find me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter and share this video all over the internet. And tap that bell, turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload. And you can stay in the loop and all that other good stuff. That's it. And tap that bell, turn on my notifications. You know, I just said. That's that. All right, we are live on YouTube, so come on in and we'll talk about Monday Night Raw for a little bit. Hopefully, have the same turnout like I did last night for my Money in the Bank review. I had about 311 people, so hopefully we get around the same amount. Probably not going to go for 2 hours, but we'll see what happens with that. And that's all I got to say about that. All right. As the title below says, it is time for your late night Monday Night Raw review for May the 11th, 2020 from the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida. The aftermath of last night's Money in the Bank pay-per-view, which sucked. And we all know Otis and Asuka won the briefcases. We had Drew McIntyre defeat Seth Rollins, retain the WWE title. Bayley defeated Tamina to retain the SmackDown Women's title. We had Braun Strowman defeat Bray Wyatt to retain the Universal title. And we had The New Day retain over Miz and Morrison, the Luke Giles Party, and the Forgotten Sons to retain the SmackDown Tag Team titles. So we'll see what is going to happen on the road to our next pay-per-view, Payback, on June 14th. So we'll see what happens with that. But Raw tonight, it had a good opening segment, and then down the crapper it went. I mean, we had basketball on a wrestling show. And I thought it was going to be good. We had Edge and Randy Orton on the show. See where they're going to go from their last man standing match at WrestleMania. They were supposed to have a collision. They were going to be on a collision course. But this show sucked. And like I said on my Money in the Bank review, that the ratings are going to go completely down the toilet. And I think I'm going to be right with my prediction. I think Raw's going to get like a 1.4, 1.3 tonight. Because it was just horrible tonight. And that's that. So let's get into the review. I don't want to make this too long. I already got one person in the room, so hopefully we get more people, and we'll see what happens to that. So come on in, leave your comments, and I'll get to your comments in a little bit. And that's that. All right. So Raw begins with highlights from Money in the Bank, which I already mentioned, who won and everything. And then we go to the ring with the man, Becky Lynch, the Raw Women's Champion. She comes out without the belt and with Asuka's Money in the Bank briefcase. I'm like, what is it going on here? This is kind of interesting. So she gets to the ring. She says she has joy and she has sadness and has something to do here tonight. She went to be higher ups and asked WWE to raise the stakes of the Money in the Bank match for her. She talks about her WWE run, and she's crying. Something's up with the man. So I don't know what it is. Maybe she's injured. We don't know. She talks about being in the Performance Center in 2013 when nobody knew her. and then she didn't know the language, she didn't know anybody in the country and all that stuff, blah blah blah. So she was like an outcast, and now the WWE fans brought her in over the years, and she had the support of the fans. So she has to tell the fans she has to go away for a while, and then Asuka comes out. Nobody is ready for Asuka. Sit my dick. But you knew that already. So Asuka comes out. She's pissed because Becky has her briefcase. She's yelling in broken English and Japanese. Why you take my Why you take my briefcase? Becky said she beat her when no one else could, and is glad she won. Glad Asuka won the Money in the Bank match because it wasn't a win to win with the title shot. So Becky unlocks the case and is the Raw Women's Championship. So okay, what is this thing? She said that she tells Asuka, you didn't win a title shot. You won the Raw. The match was for the Raw Women's title. Because she can't fight anymore. So I'm like thinking maybe she has an injury that we don't know about. So Asuka's like, you're the champion, and Asuka's like, yay! Asuka's dancing up a storm. And then she gets back in the ring, and she's still like kind of confused, like, I'm champion? Then I was thinking, like, wait a minute, she just forfeited the title to Asuka? That made no sense. And I was thinking maybe she's injured or something, right? So she gets back in the ring, and Becky congratulates her on the win, tells her to be a warrior because she's going to go away and be a mother. So Becky's pregnant with Seth Rollins' baby. So that's nice. So Seth forgot to pull out a 2. So Seth's going to have a son or daughter of God, if you want to put it that way, since he is the Monday Night Messiah. So Asuka's shocked, as we all are. And she hugs Becky, and Becky leaves the ring while Asuka still celebrates. And then Becky goes up the ramp. She says something I couldn't hear. And then she leaves. She's still crying. And that's that. So, yeah, kind of shocking opening. I didn't think that Becky would forfeit the title due to pregnancy. That's something you don't see every day. So, yeah, I mean it's something we don't see that every day. So, yeah, so Asuka is the brand new SmackDown. The new Raw Women's Champion. Her second title in WWE. She's a 2-time champ now. So we'll see what happens with Asuka, and I can only imagine that Shayna Baszler is going to be the first opponent, or maybe not. Who knows? And we'll see what happens with that. But congratulations to Becky and Seth. They're going to have a little rugrat in about 8-9 months. So by right before WrestleMania, they're going to have a little kid. So is Becky going to come back by WrestleMania, or going to be at WrestleMania next year? Who knows? I think she's going to be home taking care of the kid, and we won't see her until probably sometime later next year. But she'll probably be on, here and there through the next 9 months. But we'll see her, on some special episodes here and there, and then we'll see her probably like full belly with baby Maria Kanellis, stuff like that. But it is what it is, and that's that. So I gave the first segment 2.5 out of 5 stars for the shock value. And like I said, congratulations to Becky and Seth, and congratulations to my first wife, Asuka. We're going to celebrate a little bit later, and that's all I guess about that. And we move on from there. All right, then we go to commercial. We come back. Commentary recaps what just happened with Becky and Asuka. And then we see Charly Caruso looking hot, as always. she's about to interview Becky, and she's still crying. And then we see Rey Mysterio and Natalya come in, and then the Street Profits and Bianca Belair. They come in and congratulate her. A couple Truth comes in and congratulates Becky. So that was pretty nice. That was that. And that's that. And we move on from there. All right. So this is probably gonna be a short little review because nobody's here. So I'm just gonna do it and get out of here, and that's that. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, then we get to our first official match, another disqualification match between Lashley and Humberto Carrillo. Now, this came about in last week's Gauntlet match, which Lashley was basically beating everybody. And then Humberto comes in, Lashley starts beating him down, the referee's trying to back him away. Lashley threw the referee out, and he gets disqualified. And then afterwards, he beats up Humberto Carrillo and lays him out with a spear. So we get that. And we get this match. Match was okay. It wasn't great. Controls early on, basically beating the living Jesus out of Humberto Carrillo. And then Lashley gets sent to the outside, cuts off a dive, and he goes to grab a chair. And then Humberto comes off the apron, drop kicks in his face as we go to break. Come back. As always, the heel comes back doing the commercial break. Lashley's in control, working over Humberto until he comes back, hits the disaster kick. Then they go to the floor. Lashley catches him and sends him into the ring post, face first. Ow. Lashley then grabs the chair that was on the outside, looks to wind up and smash Humberto Carrillo's face in, but he misses, hits the post. And then Humberto grabs the chair, starts laying in some chair shots to the back. And to go back in, Humberto goes up top, looks to dive off the top rope, but Lashley catches him in a full Nelson or a master lock and locks it in. He's going like this and this and this, like Chris Masters used to do with the master lock. And Humberto taps out. So Lashley's got, I guess, a new finisher now. You know, the Billy Jack Haynes, Hercules, Chris Masters, Phil Nelson, circa 1952. Picked the victory. But it was an ant match. I gave it 2.25 out of 5 stars. So Lashley's on a roll. He was on a roll, with last week and at Money in the Bank by beating R-Truth. So he's on a roll. He's on a little bit of a winning streak. He lost by disqualification to Humberto, so that kind of doesn't count. But and that's that for that, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Now we got 2 people in the room. Hopefully, get some more. So leave your comments about Monday Night Raw, and we'll discuss it in a little bit. And that's that. All right. After that, we find out that the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders are going to continue their feud, but not in the ring this time. They're going to They're going to continue their feud on the basketball court. Yeah, basketball on a wrestling show. How lame is that? And they're going to have a pickup game later on. I mean, who wrote this shit? This is stupid. That's why the tag team division on both brands fucking sucks. And that's that. And that's it. All right, so that we this time interviewing Asuka, the new Raw Women's Champion. She's asked about, she gets congratulated for winning the Raw Women's Championship, and she's all happy. She's excited. She's ready to get her ass pounded, but it is what it is. And then And then Kylie saying she's back and she's alive comes in and joins Asuka, and she's like, "You won title! You won title! Yay!" And they all they dance and they're happy and everything. I was like waiting for like Kyrie to turn on Asuka for a second. I was like, oh no. I was like, oh no, the Kabuki Warriors have turned on each other. But they're happy. I'm happy. My first and second wife are happy. That's all that matters. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. So Asuka and Kyrie are happy. They get a belt back, not the women's tag team titles, but they get a title back, and Asuka's the women's champion, and everything's right in the world, and that's pretty much all I got to say about that. And we move on. All right, then I recap the Edge versus Randy Orton feud. We see some highlights of the Last Man Standing match. If you missed it, you missed it, and that's that. I saw that. So we're gonna see what Randy Orton and Edge have later on, probably in the main the last segment. So we'll see what happens with that. All right, and commentary talks about Apollo Crews' rise and injury a couple weeks ago in the U.S. title match against Andrade, where he busted up his knee, and he's out for a few months. It's sad, but it is what it is. And then we go backstage where Los Ingobernables de Orlando argue. Zelina Vega, Andrade, Austin Theory, and Angel Garza. They're arguing about something. So there's maybe some dissension in the group. We'll see what happens with that. So Angel Garza is going to be in action coming up next. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. And then we get to the ring. We go to Angel Garza and Akira Tozawa. And once again, Akira Tozawa, just he does so good on NXT, and it just stinks on Raw. And that was that. So match wasn't anything to write home about. Zelina Vega, Austin Theory, and Andrade at ringside. And in progress with this match. So Akira Tozawa runs amok on Garza until Garza cuts him off and does some knee strikes. Follows with some chops and some more knee strikes until Akira Tozawa hits a Hurricane Rana. Goes to do some more work, but Garza cuts him off. Puts him in the tree of whoa! And falls with a penalty kick for near fall, and it was good. And then Garza takes off his pants. Locks in a submission to Tozawa, makes ropes. And in the wing clipper, talks some stuff to Austin Theory, saying all day. It looked like just Akira Tozawa was about to get out of it somehow because he was like flailing around. And then Garza hits the wing clipper, 1, 2, 3, picks up the win. Match I gave 2 out of 5 stars. Garza and Austin Theory get into it. They argue, and Zelina Vega's champion comes out. Gets to the ring and lays out Austin Theory with the Claymore. And then Garza and Andrade start laughing at him. Like, oh, you got a Claymore. Huh? And Drew's like, well, I don't give a crap about you guys. Garza gets a Claymore for his troubles. And then him and Andrade argue. And guess what that leads to? A match, player. And that's that. So we're going to see Andrade versus Drew McIntyre again. This is non-title. Instead of last time they fought, it was the champion versus champion match. I don't know why, but we get that. So Drew McIntyre is still becoming a thorn in Zelina Vega's side. And that's that. Let me move on. We get to the match. The match was pretty decent. Starts off with a mock up. Drew controls early on. Back gets cut off, and they go back and forth with some chops until Drew hits a corner kick. Andrade goes to the outside to refigure his strategy. Drew follows him out, lays some big chops and an apron backbreaker. And then Andrade hides under the ring, looking for Hornswoggle probably, and then grabs Drew's arm and slams it into the ring apron, and he starts working on the arm for a while. Sometimes you wish he had a submission finisher, but he doesn't. Andrade goes in the ring. He grounds and pounds a little bit, working over the arm. So Drew hits an overhead toss, hits another one, and then connects with a big boot. Then he goes up top, hits the top rope clothesline, but Andrade fires back until Drew hits a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Goes for the Claymore, gets countered as Andrade leaves the ring. Then he stuns Drew off the ropes and sends Drew into the ring post with the bad arm. Then he's the shotgun knees, goes for the cover, and only gets a 1 count. Drew comes back, counters the hammerlock DDT, delivers some chops, and then Andrade comes back with that Judas Effect elbow, and then Drew comes back with the Glasgow Kiss headbutt, takes Andrade up top, tries to go for the inverted Alabama slam, gets countered, but then Drew gets it anyway, and then he waits for Andrade to get up. 3, 2, 1, Claymore kick finishes it off for Drew McIntyre. Picks up the win. Match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. And I just don't know why they're making Andrade lose to Drew, but I mean, Drew's got no other challenges right now. So Drew picks up the win. Whoop-de-damn freaking do. And I gave the match 2.5 hours. It was a pretty match, but Andrade would have got a win here, but and that's that. Afterwards, Drew cuts a promo. He says he's here because anything can happen, and he loves throwing a Claymore party. You can't throw a super kick party though, but it is what it is. He says that Money in the Bank, his match with Seth, and he's gonna try to curse again. And Seth said he brought it. He says Seth brought it. He says line him up and he will knock him down. Then he then talks about the invitation, the wild card rule, which is back in effect, which I think is stupid, but it is what it is. And a certain stuff here to challenge him. I thought it was going to be Otis. And he says it's the man that everyone hates. And he says next week he will face Baron Corbin, King Corbin, whatever you want to call him. Sucks. So I know he's going to win. Drew promises to Claymore his ass back to SmackDown. And then that ends the segments. So we're going to see Drew McIntyre and Corbin next week. I mean, really? Really? We're going to go back to this wild card rule where 3 or more people come over from SmackDown, and then we're going to see people coming over from Raw. We're going to see Drew McIntyre on Raw this Friday night. You know, I think the wild card rule is stupid. It's a fucking joke. It's a fucking joke, ladies and gentlemen, and that's all I really got to say about that. And what the hell was that? I don't know what that was. It was like some beeping noise. I think somebody's car went off outside, but it is what it is. So yeah, so we're gonna see Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin next week. It's gonna suck, and that's why Raw is what it is. It's a freaking suck fest. And that's that. All right. After that, we see Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss backstage. We're gonna get a moment of bliss coming up in a little bit. So we go to break. We come back. We see MVP and Lashley meeting backstage. These guys have no strangers to each other. They were in the Beatdown Clan back in TNA, so they know each other. So MVP praises them and teaming back together Bobby, kind of teasing another beatdown clan reunion. He says Lashley should be fighting for the championship, not trapped in the same spot he's always been in. So he leaves Lashley, then he meets up with Lana, and then starts talking smack to Lana. And I think he was trying to flirt with her or something. Then Lana got all pissed. He's like, "How dare you? How dare you? Who do you think you are?" So screaming like a bitch. So we'll see what happens. This could be an interesting little thing with MVP and Lashley. Kind of taking a page out of TNA. Like I said, with the Beatdown Clan. Now all they need is Samoa Joe and I think Eric Young. Not Eric Young. I forgot who else that was in that group. There was Lashley, MVP, and I think it was Samoa Joe. But we'll see what happens with that. So I gave the segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we'll move on from there. All right, then we get to a moment of bliss with Alexa and Nikki. They talk about Becky's big announcement and wish all the mothers a happy Mother's Day. So happy belated Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. Happy belated to my mom and Rosa and her mom too. So we'll get that. Interrupted by the returning Iconics. Peyton Royce and Billie Kay, they're back. I knew they were going to come back. But it's what it is. Talk about being forgotten. They have for a while. Was after they lost the belts, they just left. So Alexa welcomes them back. Shit. So the Iconics say they won't be upstaged by Becky's announcement. They want a women's tag team title match tonight. So Alexa's like, what gives you the right to even ask for a title match? And you don't deserve one. But they're not gonna get it. They're still gonna. So the Iconics still want a match. So Alexa and Nikki agree to have a match, but not for the titles. And then the Iconics like, we're gonna beat you, and that's gonna be Iconic. And that's that. So the segment was pretty decent. I gave it 2 out of 5 stars. And then we get a match. Match wasn't anything to write home about. The Iconics coming back after 7 months. And they looked really rusty. The match was very slow. And that's that. Starts with Alexa Bliss and Peyton Royce. Billie Kay comes in for some double teams. They pick up a near fall. Bliss comes back with a drop kick. And they cut up Peyton. Nikki goes for a near fall. Alexa comes back and slaps Peyton Royce in the mush. Because, you got the slapper. Nikki then gets cut off by Billie Kay. And then Peyton Royce fall. Then the Iconics do some textbook tag team wrestling 101 with some quick tags. Nikki cradles up Peyton for a near fall. And then she gets another sunset flip for a near fall. Peyton cuts her off, and Billie Kay joins in for some double teams. They cover for a near fall. So they really isolate Nikki for a while. But Nikki comes back, but gets caught off by some double teams, and Peyton comes for a near fall. And then both of them go down. And then Nikki gets the hot tag to Alexa Bliss. Billie Kay comes in. Alexa controls, hits a double knee moonsault, that patented double knee flipping moonsault she does. Goes for cover. Peyton breaks it up. Nikki then comes in, but then she gets dumped to the outside. As Billie Kay lays in a cheap shot to Alexa. And then he hit a really weird finisher. And they pick Alexa up. Alexa knew it was coming, and then she just goes boop, like a reverse Dominator or something like that. I don't know what it was. It looked very sloppy. And not really a finisher you thought you would see, but they pick up the victory. And a match I gave I gave 2 out of 5 stars. So Iconics and Alexa Bliss and go at it again. This time for the women's tag team belts, which may be on Payback or maybe on Raw next week or whenever. We'll see what happens with that. But a really boring match that I didn't get. And we're going to move on from there. All right, there we go backstage with Charlie Caruso and Rey Mysterio. Booyaka, booyaka. And he talks about surviving death at Money in the Bank. And he said, like, by the grace of God, I was saved. He probably fell off the roof onto a bag or some shit. Like the same thing with Aleister Black. They really didn't explain how they survived, which makes no sense. He congratulates Otis on winning Money in the Bank. He says he teams up with Aleister Black tonight, and then we see Seth Rollins come in and he stares him down. Seth Rollins' hair looked like he just came out from the back of having a sex session with Becky. That's probably why she got pregnant. You know, he was banging her before the show and she got pregnant right on the spot. Who knows? So Ray congratulates him on becoming a father and said that, you know, being a father changes your life. And like Seth Rollins looked like he was smoking crack, or you know, came out of a room after banging Becky or something like that. I don't know, because he looked a mess, like he just woke up or something. So that's that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars, and we'll see what happens with Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins and Murphy coming up in a little bit, and we move on. All right, then we go to 6-man tag team action. R-Truth, Ricochet, and Cedric Alexander taking on MVP, Shane Thorne, and Brendan Vink. And this match is weird. Like R-Truth did like a little weird thing before the break where he says, "I'm going to introduce you to my cousin, Pretty Ricky," and he puts in some fake teeth and like, "Hey, look at me." I was like, what the fuck is this shit? So we get to the match. Match sucked. Because during the time, R-Truth was going between himself and Pretty Ricky. And that's that. So it starts out with Shane Thorne and R-Truth. And Truth tricks Thorne into doing a split. And kicks him right in the leg. And Shane Thorne does a very bad split. Like probably hurt his nuts. Ripped him a new a-hole probably too. And then Cedric Alexander comes in to attack. Tags in Ricochet. They take control of Shane Thorne. Working some back and forth quick tags and some double teams with Cedric. Brendan Vink tries to come in. He gets cut up by Cedric. And they ground and pound while R-Truth lays Pretty Ricky on the apron. So they're going back and forth with that crap. Then Shane Thorne comes back. Comes back in. And they start isolating Cedric for a while. But Cedric comes back, gets cut off. Cedric manages to fire back, which leads to a hot tag to R-Truth. MVP comes in. Truth controls. And then all 6 men are in the ring. And they all get dumped to the floor. And while this happens, R-Truth hits the lie detector for the win. Whoop-de-damn, freaking new match. He gave 1.5 out of 5 stars. Just a flat match. I didn't give 2 craps about. And the comedy with R-Truth sucks. R-Truth needs to freaking get released. We'll get fired because he's boring. Fucking stupid. That's all I can say about that. And we move on. Afterwards, Lashley comes out and beats the living bejesus out of R-Truth. Locks him in the full Nelson, and then MVP hits that big boot of his, which is the only thing that was good about the match, which was R-Truth getting his ass handed to him. So we'll see what happens with that. And like I said, it looks like Bobby Lashley and MVP are kind of forming a little union, maybe a little bit of a beatdown clan reunion. Who knows what's going to happen with that? and we move on from there. All right, then we go backstage with, once again, Charlie Caruso. This time her guest is Jinder Mahal. And he says he's happy that Drew is a champion and says he should be respected as a former champion. He says he will redeem himself, and this time his journey to the top will be a hero's journey. So kind of teasing maybe that he's going to be next in line to face Drew McIntyre, like we all thought was going to be when he came back. But we'll see what happens with that. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And we're going to move on from there. Then they start talking about the Undertaker documentary, which was replayed tonight. If you didn't watch it, I think you need to watch it. Chapter 1. Chapter 2 is probably going to be this week or sometime maybe next week on Raw. Who knows? Next week after Raw, I should say. So we see AJ Styles taking a seat so we can check it out. And AJ was kind of, he was kind of teasing in an interview that he's going to have another match with The Undertaker. I don't know when. Maybe at SummerSlam, maybe at Survivor Series. Who knows when this match is going to happen, but it looks like it's probably going to be Taker's last match. But we keep saying that, but Taker continues to go on, like 54, 55 years old, breaking down like a fucking used car. That's that. Move on. All right, then we go to the back. We see Shayna Baszler warming up. Looks like she's going to have a match coming up. And then Charlie Caruso comes in, asks her about Becky Lynch's pregnancy. Comments about it, saying that it took Becky getting knocked up to get the title off her, and she's like, "How stupid you gotta be to get knocked up while you're the champion." So it's Becky, and she mocks Seth as being wrong. That was kind of a little bit of a personal low blow to Becky, and we'll see what happens with that. I thought it was kind of out of bad taste for Shayna, but puts her over as a heel, but it is what it is. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. That was that. Can you move on? Then they hyped the Undertaker documentary. They show a little bit of it. And then after it finishes, we see AJ Styles in the room, and he throws his popcorn at the TV, and he's kind of pissed. Obviously, it was the whole thing with the Boneyard match where he got buried alive. So he's still pissed off that Undertaker beat him. Don't be sad, AJ. And that's that. All right, then we come back from break. We see footage of Vince hugging he chopped him in the freaking chest. He's like, "Oh, you're funny, Vince." That was that. So we get that. All right, then we go back to the ring with tag team action. Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black. Seth comes out with Murphy, and Seth's just like zombie Jesus. Just like he's like in a fucking trance. And Murphy's like, "What's up with you, dude?" And then back at Rey Mysterio looking on like, "What's up with this dude?" And I was like on Twitter, it's like Seth must be really pissed off and not pulling out at 2. So that was that. You move on from there. So the match was all right. It was a pretty solid match. It's also with Murphy and Aleister Black. Murphy grounds and pounds. We see Seth still in a trance. He won't tag in. So Murphy's getting crap beat out of him. Ray comes with some double teams. Black falls with some kicks and coast from near fall. Murphy comes back, gets dumped to the floor. And Black falls with a flurry of strikes and a kick. Grounds and pounds, but Murphy keeps fighting until Aleister Black cuts him off. They go to the floor. Aleister Black is attacked by zombie Seth as Murphy sends him into the ring post. As we go to break, we come back. Murphy's in control until Black cuts him off with a kick. Tags in Rey Mysterio. They pick up the pace a little bit. Ray goes wild. Dumps Murphy to the outside. They go back in. Ray hits up top, but Murphy counts a high cross into a roll-up. And then Ray comes back with a bulldog for a near fall. And then Ray attacks Seth for no apparent reason. Goes for the 619. Gets cut off, and then Seth attacks. And that causes a disqualification. I didn't get the finish, which made no fucking sense. But that's WWE for you to make stupid fucking shit. That makes no sense. And into the disqualification match, he gave 2.25 5 stars. Afterwards, oh boy, it gets really frightening. Seth just snaps out of his trance, goes completely berserk on Rey Mysterio. So we see Aleister Black is sent into the barricade by Murphy. And then Murphy looks to go to attack, and Seth's like, no, stay back. So he grabs Rey Mysterio, presses, goes like this to his head, and he's like grabbing it, looks like he's about to pop Rey Mysterio's eyes out or something. And then he takes Ray, puts his eye right into the corner of the steel steps, just starts smushing it, and he smushes it to the point where Rey Mysterio was bleeding from the eye, and all we needed was Cactus Jack and when he got in that match with I think it was in Japan with Terry Bam Bam Gordy, where his head was in a bed full of tacks, and then Terry Gordy stomped on him, and all the tacks got on his eye, and Cactus like, my eye, and then same thing with Terry Funk back in Japan when he got his eye all fucked up, and Terry's like, my eye, Terry Funk, Japan #1. Poor Ray, and what the hell happened to Seth Rollins? He was all in a trance, like maybe he was shocked that Becky was pregnant, and he's all in a trance, and then Seth attacks him and it knocks him out of his trance, and he's like, "Fuck you, Ray! I'm gonna slam your eyeball into the next. I'm gonna crush your eyeball." And I don't know. Ray's had a rough 24 hours. Gets thrown off the roof, and he almost gets his eye taken poked out. This fucking sick stuff. And yeah, that was that. So maybe it's leading to a Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio feud. I don't know. We'll see what happens. That's that. And then we come back. We see Ray in the trainer's office getting looked at, and his eyes all fucking red. His right eye, all fucked up. And we see Aleister Black looking on, and Adam Pearce looking on to see how he's doing. And then Seth comes in and he's like, "Oh, Ray, I'm so sorry. I didn't know what happened." And Aleister Black gets pissed off. He attacks Murphy, and Seth's just like, "I'm out of here." So he leaves, and then Murphy and Aleister Black continue to fight. They try to get separated. That's probably going to lead to a match next week. Another match between these guys. What was that? The fourth match? I mean, the last couple matches were pretty good, and Aleister Black won them all. So who's to say Aleister Black's going to kick Murphy's ass next week? crazy stuff, man. So I gave that 2.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. And we move on. All right, then we get to the basketball game between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. I mean, I don't know why this feud has to continue on the basketball court. Stupid. So we get footage. So go to the footage. The Viking Raiders don't understand the game. Ivar throws the ball up until the field ceiling, almost like caved in the ceiling, and the Street Profits are laughing up a storm. And then we get to the game, and it really was a no contest. The Profits dominate. The Raiders look like fucking fools, and they lost 74-2. But like, we won, we won. Like, we won, and then the Street Profits like, no, you lost 74-2. Yeah, so that was what it was. It was the worst segment of the night. I gave it a dud because it was fucking stupid. So I said on Twitter and I said on Facebook, this segment was stupid. This Raw Tag Team Division is stupid. It's fucking the whole fucking segment was fucking stupid. Garbage it was. Fucking garbage. And that's that. So I give it a dud. Fuck this segment. And that's that. Alright, then we see Natalya backstage. She wants to show Shayna Baszler some manners, while Shayna claims the Hart Dynasty dies with her since she's never gonna have kids. Yeesh. She's been with Tyson Kidd for like what 9-10 years. Think it's time to maybe you think about it. There, Natty. Where we got? What are you doing? Nothing in WWE. So why don't you just take some time off? Pop out a kid, and then get back to coaching the women. And that's that. So I gave that 2 out of 5 stars. Then we get a segment post basketball game between the Street Profits and the Viking Raiders. So basically, they're going at it. The Street Profits, still laughing at their win. The Viking Raiders like, we let you win. And then the Street Profits like, what? And Ivar hits a half court shot that was taped in advance because there's no way he hit that. Then he hits a bunch of 3-point shots. Then he goes in for a dunk. And then Eric's like, just remember, anything you can do, we can do better. So that was that. So I gave that 1 out of 5 stars. Didn't give 2 shits about that. It's fucking horrible. It's fucking horrible, and that's all I gotta say about that. Then we move on. All right, then we get to Shayna Baszler and Natalya. Match was horrible. Natalya looks run down. She needs to fucking leave and pop out a kid, like I said, or just get away from the WWE for a while. So they lock up. Natalya takes control. Shayna grounds her, falls with some tackles, some like judo stuff and like that. So she grounds her opponents, and Natalya fires back and works with some counters until Shayna stops that momentum. She follows with some leg kicks. Natalya fires back. Shayna lights her up with some strikes, and then she hits some suplexes. But then Natalya comes back with a 1922 schoolgirl for a near fall. She goes for the sharpshooter. Shayna counts out of it, hits a knee strike for the win. So Shayna Baszler picks up the win. Match I didn't give 2 shits about. I gave it 1.5 out of 5 stars. Just a horrible match. And that's that. All right. After that, we get King Corbin talking about the attempted double homicide at Money in the Bank. It says next week he will prove that he made Drew when they were on Raw, when they were tagged, a little bit of a faction with Braun Strowman and then Lashley. And he's gonna prove why he's the king next week. So that's what we're gonna get next week. We're gonna get Drew McIntyre versus Baron Corbin, non-title, and also we're gonna get Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross defending the women's tag team titles against the Iconics. So we'll see the Iconics become two-time women's tag team champions, or Alexa and Nikki will stop them. And that's that. So that's next week. Should be exciting TV. Gonna be probably boring as fuck next week. I can imagine what Payback's gonna be. Probably another boring as fuck pay-per-view. And that's that. All right, then we get to the final segment of the night with Edge and Randy Orton. Edge comes out first, looking like he hasn't aged a bit. He says he's been gone for 6 weeks. It's been 6 weeks since WrestleMania. Not even 6 weeks. Yeah, about 6 weeks. He beat Randy at Mania in the Last Man Standing match. Miraculous comeback and is back to retire on his terms. So what's next? He says Mania wasn't the end, and he isn't here to hunt down Randy. He got his pound of flesh and his closure, and then he says he and his family have moved on. And then Randy Orton's monotonous voice comes out. He says congratulations to Edge. He says Edge was the better man, and he won. So then he leaves, and then he laughs. So I'm thinking, something's going to happen to Randy. He returns and says he tried to be the bigger man, but he can't do it. He can't lie to himself. The better man won at Mania, but the better wrestler didn't. He says Edge made his comeback. He hit it in the Rumble. They had a fight at Mania, but he didn't beat him in a wrestling match. He says it didn't take him 9 years to come back, and Edge hasn't had a real match since 2011 before he retired. Some would argue Randy hasn't either. Well, technically he has, but that's another social another time. He knows that Edge doubts himself and says he can't match Randy's natural abilities. So Randy challenges Edge to a match if Edge has the guts. And Randy wants him at Backlash in a straight-up wrestling match. So Edge doesn't respond. I thought Backlash is not going to happen. So wait, the next pay-per-view is Backlash or is Payback? I heard Payback. So maybe they're just gonna bypass Payback on June the 14th and go right to the July pay-per-view, which is Backlash, I guess. But who knows? So we'll see what happens with this match. So he challenges him to a straight-up wrestling match. Edge doesn't respond, but he's gonna respond anyway because they're gonna probably go back and forth, and Randy's gonna attack Edge again, and Edge is gonna you want a match? You got it. And that's that. So we're gonna see Edge and Randy Orton 2 coming up. Probably either. So that was a pretty decent segment. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that ends Monday Night Raw. So all in all, Monday Night Raw wasn't exciting, wasn't anything great. So I gave it right down the middle, like Bill Alfonso says, 5 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of the show in a video reply if you wish, or comment down below. And if you have any questions regarding Raw or SmackDown or anything in the world of WWE, NXT, Impact Wrestling, Ring of Honor, CCW, New Japan Pro Wrestling, AEW, or anything else in the world of professional wrestling, or anything else in the world, politics, sports, whatever, put a few questions down below in the comment section of this video, or hit me up via Twitter at my Twitter link, which is down below in the description box, and we'll get to your questions. Hopefully, like I said, 2 weeks from today, we're going to have a Q&A, a live Q&A on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel. And Don't know how long that's gonna last, but we'll see what happens on Memorial Day. Hopefully, I still get the day off from work, but we'll see. And your food is ready, and that's that. So, thank you all for watching this video. I'm gonna go to bed because I got the day off tomorrow. I got some things to do because I gotta get up early, do the things I gotta do, and I gotta go to bed early tomorrow night because I gotta get up really early on Wednesday because I got an early morning shift. So on Wednesdays, but I get out about 3 o'clock, so I'm happy about that. It's gonna be a long day, like every other day I work. It's a long day, so get that. So that's it for now. So Wednesday night, after AEW Dynamite, we're gonna do my AEW review, talk about AEW on the Peter Gilmore YouTube wrestling channel, and we'll see what happens with that. And we're gonna move on from there. That's that. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. Peter Gilmore is signing off. Once again, 5 out of 10 stars for Raw. Wasn't anything to write home about, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. So thank you for watching. I'm Peter Gilmore signing off. Peace out. Rock on. If you're not down with that, fuck you, man. And continue to subscribe to my channels down below. Follow me on Twitter at my Twitter link, which is down below in the description box. Friend me on Facebook. Just type in Peter Gilmore. You'll find me on Facebook somewhere. And don't forget to tap that bell. Turn on all my notifications so you never miss an upload. You know when I'm going live. And that's all I can say about that. So thank you for watching. I'm out. Peace, bitches.